Good evening, everyone. This is Shiadi and Shima sharing our Righteous Way, Righteous Say show today.
I mean, you call it a show, but I just think this is a very program. Anyway,
yes.
For myself, I don't treat it as a show because we don't have a lot of time, do a lot of research work behind this screen or camera. After a very long day of charity work for taking down the evil CCP, at this time, normally, I feel my brain overloaded and stuck in somewhere. So I hope my friends, you can understand. That's why I, from the very beginning, I share my feelings of this program. Just like pretend sit beside the fireplace or on the sofa and just do some chat casually like that because we don't have any professional background.
If people are more familiar with this type of charity work, Shima actually, the amount of messages she deals with every day is enormous, and there are a lot of backstage operations that need to be discussed and thought through with other fellow fighters that are doing their job. So it's very important to negotiate or to smooth through what the next steps could be. And this actually takes up a considerable amount of time each day, which leaves not much time.
This is a very
things.
big topic in different ways. If you want to dig a little bit more, and you will just immerse yourself into the information ocean and you cannot come back. You cannot get the return. So for us, we provide you the possibility to understand more or just to know more or have some fresh idea you cannot get outside of Getter or only from the whistleblower movement, and originated all of the source here just originally from Miles Guo, and we hope that everyone knows that.
So let's get into today's sharing, and this is continuing off yesterday's topic of what Miles Guo revealed about the CCP virus and pandemic, and this is continuing on the same day of his live stream, because a live stream can have so many hours of information, so we have a lot to share. Now, he said, Miles Guo on the 7th of March 2020, he said she was riled, saying that the Wuhan epidemic is now being known throughout the whole world. He thinks in the international propaganda sector, we have lost. We are too passive. In the diplomatic sector, we have lost, resulting in the whole world condemning us and the focus being all on China. How are we going to shake off this Wuhan epidemic label in the future? So I could put the bottom paragraph in quotes, but it basically means this is what she was thinking. This is what he was thinking. So Miles Guo was kind of going inside the mind of the CCP and sharing with us what the CCP was thinking.
Yes, because Miles Guo know completely, from bottom their heart, what kind of the logic lies in all of these evil leaders in that system. That's why what kind of behavior, what kind of the action they choose to the world, and what kind of the deeper logic and the deeper idea in another version. And that is a true version. That is a real version of, the chairman of the party, CCP. So we often say for people like us, for all of the grassroots people in different countries, not only in CCP China, but also, like us, overseas Chinese, and also settle down in any kinds of the democratic country. And you have your normal life, but you cannot understand in your country like this, or to think about the leaders, their, distort or bizarre behavior and mindset in that way. For them, we treat virus, hospital, the healthy issues in our way. But for them, all of these things you mentioned, treatment, virus, vaccine, hospital, nurses, doctors, all of the professional related with health issues, actually, or even the medicine, all of these words in our way is totally different ways, the idea in their way, and they will use anything we mentioned, all of the words mentioned and centered with health, they will weaponize it. They weaponize the medicine, they weaponize the virus, they weaponize health issues, they weaponize the people worked in this field, the health field. Even they weaponize WHO or any kind of international organization. If you know, they weaponize the government, weaponize the organization, weaponize here and there, and you will understand why Miles Guo provided us just in 2020, several years ago. It's really earlier.
During this time, I think it's just around the time when the early period of the pandemic, maybe at that time it wasn't even universally recognized as a pandemic. So that's why it was still mentioned as an epidemic. And it's very interesting to think about it, because the CCP, they intentionally released this virus. We know that for sure.
Yeah.
And now they are angry about it.
In my mind, I just explained to our audience, I don't have a lot of time to do research work today, but all of the information material stored in my mind, so I can easily withdraw from my
from your memory.
Yes, understanding of this kind of, things related with topic, or related with CCP virus, or the whole pandemic thing, or, anything related with CCP China. Because I read some reports just in 2021. Miles Guo also mentioned in one of his live streams, and all of the, the whole group of scientists presented the Europe, the Europe organization, and in the report, all of the professional experts show the world they know the real version of CCP virus. It's related with the P4 laboratory, not that bat thing, not from the wet market, actually just directly, they use their research work in that professional report. And also you can find a lot of good people work in related with this field, and they do countless research work, and they issued or published a lot of papers, a lot of articles, and you can go to search by yourself. But all of the research work and all of the whistleblowers' voice are silent or muted. And that's why ordinary people cannot know that. But for whistleblowing movement, and led by Miles Guo, inspired by Miles Guo, and with all of the fellow fighters, we work together worldwide, and we just share this kind of information without any stop until now.
Yes, we classify fellow fighters as people who follow Miles Guo and have listened to many of his live streams and have often followed him there's some who followed Miles Guo from the very beginning in 2017, like we have.
Yes,
and
we are the first group until now.
Yeah, and over time there have been many fellow fighters on the way. Some started just recently, some came a while ago. So we classify fellow fighters as people who understand what Miles Guo says and often actively participate in spreading the truth to others who are still very confused about what's going on.
Yes, you cannot treat this kind of, virus thing, so-called virus thing, or hospital-related, health issues in ordinary grassroots people's way. You have to treat this in a different angle, different way, different logic. The evilist region, dictatorship region's logic, because they want to kill not only their own people, but the people in the whole world. They just want to be the king and, the big hand, the big mind in the world.
Yeah, so that's what she wants to become.
Yes.
Let's continue and have a bit more information to discuss here.
Yeah, just now is she and now is Wang Qi said.
So
yes.
That's another top-ranking CCP official. Ranking-wise, he was not as high as she, but he was also in kind of like the high-ranking level circle, and he was often controlling a lot of things as well. He stated that the label of Wuhan virus must be removed, and this war must be waged internationally. To put it bluntly, they'll make everyone perish together, so it is no longer their responsibility. I is Miles Guo, I revealed this information 3 or 4 months ago. They said we must win this international war, this diplomatic war, to remove the label. It's about shifting the blame onto others.
So
now that's absolutely clear now.
They already label the whole health issue thing, we think, into the very clear war label. So you treat it health issues, you want to get medicine and treatment in a hospital by doctors or nurses, or later, they require you, they just, force you to take that CCP virus vaccine. That's another question, another topic we will, discuss later. But with this, you can say they are not you. And the people's idea, when we understand Wuhan's issues with virus or, COVID thing, or all of these disaster, special, I don't know, especially you cannot get this kind of information from anywhere, only from whistleblower movement.
Because it's not just... Because it's from an inside intelligence,
yes.
So it really surprises a lot of people how Miles Guo is able to quote,
yes.
actually even word for word describe what this official in the CCP said, what that person said.
Yes.
And, in this case, he is very clearly stating that the CCP is discussing that the label must be removed, not by solving the problem, but by spreading it everywhere else. So now everyone has this responsibility. That is crazy.
I agree with you, Eddie, strongly. Just now you use that word crazy. If we put the whole thing in your mind, you will be confusing. The whole world knows the virus from Wuhan, knows the virus from the BSL-4 laboratory.
Yeah.
But for these two leaders of CCP region, the top level, the high rank officials,
Wang
and Xi, and they told, no, we should change it. We wouldn't let, the people, the whole world, to label that, virus from Wuhan. It must be from somewhere outside of China. It's so ridiculous. It's so crazy. So use that word crazy. I agree with you.
It's kind of like they assume by bringing this virus to somewhere else that people can forget the original source and think it's from this new place.
Yeah.
But that's really what they're thinking. It's all about, it's absolutely not about protecting their country's reputation. It's about protecting their own reputation.
Yes.
And also using as another card for them to weaponize the virus.
So this kind of information, when you read it, when you get from Miles Guo or from the whistleblower movement, firstly, you just feel how confusing and how crazy these people, because everyone knows the virus is from Wuhan. But the two leaders of CCP region would like to use propaganda or use some diplomatic, hands to change the whole story into another one.
Everyone,
just to cover the people's eyes and don't let them say, and just to cover their ears, don't let them listen, and just mute their mouths and wouldn't let their voice out. So this is a very crazy world. This is really, evil region, and we would let everybody understand from the ordinary people's, perspective, what kind of things just happened in front of you. What a crazy world. And also another, so crazy. And another thing I would like to mention and discuss with our audience and with Eddie at the same time, because it's a big joke. It's a big joke, and this is also is a big lie. First, why this is a big joke? Take the relationship between Wang and Xi. At that time, they are very close friends, politically,
political
allies. And this is a big joke, because where is Mr. Wang? Where is Mr. Wang Qisan? You cannot find it on the platform of the official.
He's basically gone. He's sidestepped.
Just gone. Disappear. And with some, news keep coming out. Their supporters, there's some running dogs of the Wang just to be, to pack up and throw to the garbage. And you will know its force and influence just fade away.
So
at that time, it's very powerful.
Yes, but now basically all the power is taken by Xi, and he has used that power to purge all the people, even his former political allies.
Yes, but undoubted, Eddie, even for Xi.
Yeah, if he can stay here forever, also shaky.
Yes, his position is shaky and with a lot of mist and foggy behind it, all around it.
So it's very uncertain whether he can still, continue sitting on that chair.
Nobody can guarantee. Longer. Yes, nobody can guarantee its safety and future. And also, just now I mentioned a big lie. The Wuhan virus, the version issued by the CCP government, actually is a big lie.
It is.
Yes.
It is. And here, Miles Guo mentioned, calling it the Wuhan epidemic is incorrect. Strictly speaking, it should be called the CCP virus. Coronavirus is also wrong. It should be called the CCP virus. This virus is the CCP. Labeling it with Wuhan or Hubei is unfair. Isn't Wuhan and Hubei controlled by the Chinese Communist Party?
Yes.
And that's a question that I think should be asked to everyone who is confused with why we call it the CCP virus.
Yeah.
If you have seen the countless protests made by fellow fighters around the world, especially in America, if you go on Getter, you can see countless live streams, videos, and people making posters, making those different slogans. And if you're new to all of this, then you can wonder why we call it the CCP virus. But I can tell you, this paragraph explains it all, because it came from the CCP. They released it. It should not be branded on which province it came from, because the province is also controlled by them.
Yes, and also, scientifically, virus research and the virology institute everywhere, the worldwide, actually, we should show our respect to the scientists and experts or the health researchers. But actually, they just use them. They just manipulate all of these, good people doing the good research, but weaponize it and use it in their evil aims or evil plans.
Yeah.
So that's why the virus is not the virus itself. And we all know, even for us without a professional, background or anything, related with it, but we still, read or understand from whistleblower movement. There is, for example, the gain function, because this kind of knowledge are used to improve or used to to change people's life, to save the people, because they often tell the people or just brainwash, let the people believe them. We just do something, any kinds of things is, take one example like this virus thing or this research work just to protect the people. But on the contrary, they just do anything to harm the people, to damage the world, and kill the people, in different ways, because they got, that medicine, but they wouldn't share with the world and share with the people. And they not only kill Chinese people under their control, but they also kill a lot of people. We all know a lot of people, innocent people, are killed. We have to, label that out. This is a lot of people, innocent people, are being the victims during pandemic.
Yes, definitely.
Some are, just put their lives into danger in a hospital and in lockdown cities or places without any food, and some cannot get their, medicine or treatment, emergent, situation.
Yeah,
we have a lot of stories around us.
Life essentials were denied simply because of the lockdown.
Yes, not lockdown, but all of your whole process.
And even before and after that, it's crazy because they are the ones who push out the policies. The government is the one who pushes out the policies and controls the rules. They control the resource management. They always advertise in their propagandas that everyone is equal and everyone should be given equal resources. But all of this is absolutely thrown away when it comes to crisis. And it's even more obvious when it's during crisis. It's already there in daily life. They're not making everyone have equal resources in daily life, but even in crisis, it's this very obvious volcano that erupts with all of the problems that come out of a society that's controlled by a dictatorship.
Yes. Take virus itself as our core to discuss, because if we think about CCP virus, and we, from our knowledge now, after several years, grow up. Our knowledge also, grow up with the whistleblower movement, because it's a big university. You can get, different, various kinds of information and let you to enlighten yourself. And virus thing, actually, for example, the CCP virus, of course, it's infectious. And in some way, it at some level could be deadly, but not that deadly as they use the mainstream propaganda or brainwash to the people.
To make them scared.
Yes. They just to enlarge their fear and use the fear to serve for their evil plan, to kill more people and to manipulate the people.
Because people are more impulsive when they are scared.
Yes, that's the reason, and that's the way. And I read from the scientific reports or research papers, even CCP virus, if you can, treat it in appropriate way, you needn't be that kind of high risk or deadly situation.
Yeah, it doesn't need to be fatal. With the right treatment, it can be preventable.
Yes, and also at the same time, or moreover, if you know more correct information, CCP virus actually only limited percentage could be lead to a death directly. So we should ask, is this a real virus thing only? Or is this the CCP virus thing weaponized by the evil region, CCP?
Because remember, this still came from a P4 lab.
Yes.
And from many other whistleblower information from Miles Guo, he has revealed that there was gain-of-function research conducted
Yes.
by the CCP and by evil people in other countries. So this gain-of-function also makes the virus, the coronavirus, as people call it, even more deadly than it should be if it came from nature.
Yes, and I would like to add several more questions to let our audience to think about it. For example, if the CCP virus leaked from the P4 laboratory, we already know it's well known to everyone. We needn't to be expert because P4 laboratory should be protective. The whole process should be solid and countable, and wouldn't let the virus to easily leak from the laboratory. And also for Wuhan laboratory, the P4 laboratory is built by France, and it's guided by international expert group. Yes. So why this virus in this pandemic is so easily out of the laboratory
and out of their control and into the wild
without neglect all of the rules a P4 laboratory should obey to, or should to follow. This is really bizarre. Is that right?
It is, because it's from the way the CCP has handled this lab to the way that they think about the Wuhan virus. You see, it's never about maintaining health of the people, and it's never about saving more lives, because they intentionally released this. They don't care about any life. They don't care about the country.
Yes. So also more questions just hit my mind. I would like to share with our audience and friends in front, on the other, on the other
side of the camera.
on the other side of the camera. Because in my mind, I remember there are some famous pictures. For example, Bill Gates have visited the P4 laboratory in Wuhan, and Obama, the USA president, also visited the same laboratory. So many big names people have been to that P4 laboratory.
Wow.
So if you are a working force there, one of them, you are the one of the staff, and you have a lot of tickle sense to follow the rules, to obey. I cannot understand for all of the people as the top level researchers in that laboratory, and they can let the virus leak easily and go I don't know how this kind of virus out of this laboratory is really a big.
So you mean there's a lot of boxes to tick?
Of course, because for P4 laboratory, it's got very strict rules to protect all of the people working in it, and also provide to the chances, 100% chances, this deadly, infectious virus cannot easily, leak from the laboratory. That is P4 laboratory it used for to keep all of the deadly virus in
and given
that
the
box.
People that visited the lab, it means that it's so important, like how important it has to be for such high-profile people to visit it. Now, Miles Guo also shared, everyone seriously think about it. How shameless are they to turn an ongoing epidemic situation into an international pandemic so quickly? And then, when the virus is spelled out in English, the CCP will make an all-out effort to say, it's the Americans who did it. It's the CIA's work. Wow, that is some next-level blaming over there. But it's absolutely shameless. It's almost like a child stole candy from someone else,
fantasy
but they
story.
Say, "Oh, I didn't steal it. This person stole it." And it's all pointing fingers.
Yes.
It's all of that shifting blame. Exactly what Wang and Xi have stated.
In CCP region, there is no truth no, there isn't any truth. For people, they only get the fake news. They just keep telling lies to the people, and they use this, they use this kind of way successfully, again and again, until people have to accept it, because they keep telling you that the lies, countless lies around you every day, 24 hours, and the whole week, and the whole year, and the whole life. So what is the truth? Only the whistleblower movement provided the word truth, but the truth provider, Miles Guo, are locked up and lose his freedom until now.
In the current moment, he's still at NBC.
So what a crazy word. Yes, what kind of story behind that? Why they let the truth be, covered up? And also they provide the people and the whole world another story, the fantasy. They just man-made. They just, have a dream. I have a dream, and I let everybody have the same dream, just like that. So yes, this is really a, laughing stock to the whole world.
We have the freedom to talk about this here in Australia, but in China, people have to receive the propaganda and broadcasts from the TV, which at this point in 2020 would have been most likely the CCP broadcasting how great their efforts were and how it's unintentional. And maybe they would even say that it's the Americans who did this, who made this virus, which is crazy. But that's what they would broadcast. And some people might even believe it because it's the only source of information they have.
So this is a really big challenge for everyone, especially when somebody comes to get a platform and get into, our, program today.
Yes.
Everybody think, wow, I don't know. I never think about that. Yes, we just want the people like these people, and they can understand the word lead to be changed by the truth.
Yes.
If you know the truth, and then it's easily you can draw your own conclusion. You wouldn't be cheated easily.
Miles Guo said, that is the solid foundation upon which the Communist Party has ruled China for 70 years. If you don't listen to what I say, I'll tell you it twice. If 2 times doesn't work, then 2,000.
Yes, that's the propaganda thing.
Wow.
This is not information sharing thing.
It's based on volume. It's not based on accuracy. It's based on volume. They do this way. It's a brainwashing tactic.
Yeah.
They broadcast at you 24/7, which is why they have their CCTV channels, which is why they have so many channels for Chinese people to hear and see and watch inside the country. It is also why they have the firewall, so people can only have one source of mainstream information from the CCP, and they have no alternatives. They can't get it anywhere else.
I must sigh for a little while, because sadly our smart Chinese people, our clever Chinese people, our diligent Chinese people, they are brainwashed by this evil party on behalf of the international communism organization or some dirty hands behind it for a long time. We are not treated by them as human being. We are just maybe some machine or robot. They just want to, to mold you in their way. If you don't want to listen, if you don't want to obey, I will just to kill you or let your body physically disappear, and you are nothing for them. So this is a way they used on Chinese people for more than 70 years now, and they want to use the same way to the whole world.
Yeah, they want this.
They already do some infiltration. Yes.
So it's kind of going along with the saying of repeat a lie enough times and it'll become a truth. Because that is the exact tactic they're using. I just cannot believe it. But if you really lived, if you really were someone living in China with absolutely no background and no information to the outside world, and all you see every day is what the CCP tells you, of course you're going to believe it, because you don't have any other piece of information to counter what they say.
Yeah, they just make the whole world into a big chaos and drive
this
all of the
years.
people into a crazy mind.
Yes,
that's why you can explain why so many crazy sins and some crimes happened in some ways people cannot accept it, but that's the reason, that's the origin, that's the root of anything bad or terrible happening inside of China or outside of the China, because with the evil hands or dirty hands here and there, they just stir the chaos everywhere. And we cannot accept it. We don't want to say yes to that.
Yes, the CCP virus is just one of the most prominent and recent catastrophes made by the CCP. But before that, within China, they have made so many crises and disasters that a lot of people don't know. And even now, as we're speaking, they're planning even more disasters.
They are the fake king. They are the fake king.
Yes.
They would keep that position forever.
Yeah.
And we were just upside down, let it just, go out and disappear.
All right. Well, that's it for Righteous Way, Righteous Say and our talk today. We'll see you next time.
See you next time. Thank you.